Memory is not a tape recorder. It's a stubborn editor that cuts scenes, rearranges lines, and sometimes glues in details that weren't there. You don't retrieve the past so much as you rebuild it. And every time you rebuild, you change the structure a little. That's why the person who lived an event and the person who remembers it later are not exactly the same person. Think of the hippocampus as a kind of night shift editor. It grabs raw footage, the smell, the fragment of conversation, the way your chest tightened, and holds it long enough for the brain to decide what matters. In the hours after an event, and especially during sleep, those raw pieces are replayed, stitched into patterns, and moved into broader networks across the cortex. Memory isn't about storing flawless photos. It's about extracting meaning and making it useful. We use memory in different ways without thinking. Working memory is your mental sticky note, what you juggle right now. Declarative memory holds facts and episodes, the stories you can tell. Procedural memory contains skills you do without thinking, like typing or riding a bike. Different circuits run each of these, which is why you might blank on a name, but still nail a complex movement. How do memories form? First, attention decides whether something gets even a chance to stick. Then neurons strengthen their connections, tiny physical changes that lay down a trace. Later, during quiet wakefulness and sleep, the brain rehearses those traces, pruning details, amplifying themes, and sometimes generalizing, so the memory serves future situations rather than preserving perfect detail. Forgetting isn't a bug, it's design. The brain discards what's rarely used, so the important stuff stays accessible. That's why cramming can feel effective in the moment and useless a week later. The system optimizes for relevance, not literal accuracy. Here's the unnerving part. Memory is editable. Every act of remembering puts a memory into a fragile state where new information, suggestion, or confident repetition can alter it. That's how false memories form, not as freak accidents, but as a natural consequence of a reconstructive system. Your memories can be reliable, but they can also be coaxed into being wrong. So how do you make this messy, magnificent system work in your favor? No quick hacks. Space your learning. Force yourself to recall information without looking, and prioritize sleep. That trio, spacing, active recall, and sleep, aligns with how consolidation actually happens and gives you real gains. Experimental tech promises more, but behavior is still the most dependable lever. Your memories are living narratives that shape who you think you are. Treat them with curiosity and a little skepticism. Want more deep dives into the hidden machinery of the mind? Subscribe to Void Frame AI. Like and follow.